In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit the toolbar. Finally, after many years, Adobe has given us the ability to customize the Photoshop toolbar to our individual needs. To edit the toolbar, navigate to the new icon located at the bottom of the toolbar itself, just above the color swatch. Click and hold on this icon and choose Edit Toolbar from the flyout menu. Note, this will not work if you do not have an image already open inside Photoshop. This opens a new Customize Toolbar dialog box. On the left hand side of the dialog box, you can see the currently active tools. The right hand panel shows the currently inactive tools, and because we haven't deactivated any tools yet, this panel is empty. It is worth pointing out at this time that you never actually delete any tools from Photoshop using this customizer. You simply deactivate them. You can reactivate them at any time by coming back into this dialog box. So I'm going to get rid of some tools that I never use. I will grab and move the single row marquee tool and the single column marquee tool over to the right hand side. This dialog box has a subtle layout that it is worth knowing about. If you look closely, you may notice the tools are grouped into boxes that are shaded slightly lighter than the background. You can grab tools and move them around into their own groups. You can also rearrange tools that are already within a group. Let me take both of the marquee tools that are now deactivated in the right hand panel and drag them into the same group. Additionally, if I grab the elliptical marquee tool and drag it above the rectangular marquee tool, it will now be the default icon for that tool set. You can see this change taking place in real time over in the toolbar. You can even move an entire group into an inactive panel if you wish. For example, I often use the type tool, but I rarely use any of the vertical type tools or the horizontal type mask tool. So I can drag the type tool out, and now, in order to move all the remaining type tools over to the right hand panel, I simply grab the border around the group and you can see the remaining icons highlight with a blue border. With this highlight on, I can now drag the entire group and drop it in the right hand panel. You can also rearrange the position of the tools in the toolbar. In this example, I want the selection tools to appear before the shape marquee tools. I also want the healing tools to be positioned above the eyedropper tools. You also have the option to change the keyboard shortcuts if you wish. If you click once on top of the current keyboard shortcut, you can type a new letter of your choice. However, be careful not to use a shortcut that's already in use, and since I've been using Photoshop for many years and gotten used to the keyboard shortcuts, I'm going to leave them as they are. At the bottom of this dialog box you can see some additional icons. These icons relate to the icons at the bottom of the toolbar, and clicking on them allows you to turn off and on the corresponding toolbar icon. Again, you can see the changes taking effect instantly over in the toolbar as you click on these. Again, I'm going to leave all these switched on. There is even an option to turn off the Edit Toolbar icon. This may seem like a dead end, because if I turn this off and click on Done, how do I make further changes to the toolbar? Well, all you have to do is go into the Edit menu and select Toolbar command, and it will open the same dialog box. The Disable Shortcuts for Hidden Toolbar Extras checkbox at the bottom here is a bit confusing. So in this example, I have chosen to remove the 3D Material Drop tool, but I may still want to use the shortcut key to select a gradient tool, or press Shift G to select a paint bucket tool, but I don't want to select the 3D Material Drop tool. So leaving this checkbox turned on will make sure the shortcut is deactivated for this tool. By default, it is turned on. So now that I've customized my toolbar to my liking, I'm going to click on the Done button. Now if I select the Edit Toolbar icon, we can see a list of all the icons that I have removed, so I can still get to them should I need to, without going back in and customizing the toolbar again. I'm going to go back into the Customize Toolbar dialog box to have a look at some other options you have. Over on the right hand side, you can see a few additional buttons. You can restore the toolbar back to the default settings by clicking on the Restore Defaults, and you can instantly disable all the tools by clicking on Clear Tools. This may be useful if you only want to have a really stripped down toolbar and only show the tools you use regularly. You also have the option to save your own presets and even share them with other Photoshop users. You can also load toolbars that you've saved, and I've already got one saved, so I'll go ahead and load it. If you have a toolbar from another source, a friend or download for example, then it's super easy to load it into Photoshop. Minimize or close Photoshop and navigate to where you have stored the .tbr file and simply drag it on top of the Photoshop icon. Photoshop launches and loads the toolbar for you. Finally, you can save your current workspace along with your new toolbar by navigating to the Workspace drop-down menu and selecting the New Workspace option. Give your new workspace a name and click on the Toolbar checkbox to save your new workspace with your new toolbar. We are giving away our Essentials toolbar on our website at fstoptraining.com. Visit our website at fstoptraining.com and select Essentials toolbar from the Products menu, or search for Essentials toolbar with our own site's search facility. The toolbar is free and you will receive a download link by email. So that's the new Photoshop CC toolbar customization options in the November 2015 update. Thank you for watching.